Yo, welcome to Crate 808, the 90s rap podcast that's dedicated to the winners and the losers and dedicated to all Jeeps and Land Cruisers. And there he is, Raymond Ridge, for the YouTube viewers can see. Is that you, God's book, mate? Raw?
Oh, hi Kev. Fancy seeing you here.
This is what Ray does. He uses props now. You know, that's which way he's going to go. Yeah, I love it. I love that. I love that. You got that, man.
To be honest, I wasn't even reading it. I was just looking at, because in what we're about to talk about, Ray mentions something about he's writing his book at the moment. He's like 300 pages. I'm like, 300 pages? It doesn't seem a lot. And I looked at this, and you God's done 285. 292. So he's beaten him by 8 pages, and it doesn't matter, does it? I'm going to buy it and I'm going to read it. So
exactly. There you go, mate. Because I've heard that You God book is quite good. That You God book.
It is ridiculous. But I'm looking forward to whatever Ray's got to write, and I'm just hopefully not displaying too much bias for what we're going to talk about. But it's fine. Yeah.
Well, yes, we did record a mailbag episode. That is coming up. So all your correspondence, we've had some great stuff. That is coming up. But
cheers.
Like Wally's, we were going to drop a mailbag episode and then forgot. Oh, it's Raekwon Ghostface Verzuz this weekend. So we're going to just pop this at the front. And man,
why not?
This just to give everyone what we're going to get into right now. Raekwon versus Ghostface Killah on the Verzuz. I'm repping the Iron Man up here. Up there, always repping the Iron Man. And also with us, Ray, I'm bringing him to the forefront today because it's only right we talk about this man right here. And you've got the purple tape.
Can you just move it back a little bit? Because you literally shoved his balls into the camera. This man right
Did
here.
I?
That's it. It's just
sorry. I'm going by my quick time one, but look at that. It's older than purple tape and everything.
Well, you know, show his face. Show his face as well.
There he is. Look. See, mate.
Yeah, all right. I'm seeing the Zoom recording. That's why. All right. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, so you're seeing Raekwon's balls.
The low quality.
When I'm saying,
I'll see the high quality version later.
But anyway. Mate, first of all, big up Verzuz, man. Big them up, because for me, if you told me, when I was 13, 14, and I was listening to all this woo greatness at the time it came out. By the way, Cam, you can sit down and you can watch Raekwon and Ghostface chat for 2.5 hours just like they're mates for 2.5 hours.
Like they're mates. They are mates.
No. Yeah, they are mates. They are mates. But there's none of this kind of like uncomfortableness or anything. It was just like straight in. We're going to talk about just our great legacies. If I'd had that as a kid, my mind would have blown. And the fact we live in a world now, mate, where we have this, I thought this was one of the best Verzuz I've seen. Of course, I'm biased. It's a 90s podcast. But, man, I loved this whole thing. Yeah. What are you saying, Ray?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I've only got to... all that I got as you is the last track of the actual Verzuz thing, and I know it goes on, but we had to record this, so I know there's more. I know there's more to come, but I've still got that ringing in my head, and it was like the perfect end to it because it was like, it wasn't like just whoever he was really singing about, but it was about him singing it about it all of his mates, the woo, just like it was really cool. The whole thing.
Yeah, but I'm absolutely with you. We're just going to talk some about favourite things that we liked about this. I do want to talk about the actual substance to it. But before we start, can we just talk about the swag, the actual attire?
What
these guys are bringing?
Raised. I don't know what those trousers were. I'm in Australia. I have to call them pants. What the hell what were they? I mean,
first of all,
they're practical.
They were great.
He'd have loads of space for, I don't know, whatever. Loads of extra stuff, snacks. You'd have a biltong in there because, you can have that. You don't have to worry about melting or refrigeration or anything. You just have it anytime.
Absolutely.
And then, tools. You could, you're like a Leatherman or something. Be like, you'd have it. You could have everything. Just,
mate, tarantula pendants, everything.
But he looked like he had stuff in those pockets as well. Or were they?
Yes.
Were they meant to be?
I don't know if you also saw, but there was also knee pads incorporated into his leather trousers. So if anyone hasn't seen it, I'm sure we'll put some images up. But Raekwon had leather trousers on with incredible amount of pockets, which I'm a big fan of. Because you know why, mate? When me and you started going to hip hop, I always wore those. I always wore bare pockets just in case you want to get a bit of shifty things into places. You've always got pockets.
Yeah,
and not to that, it's just good to have pockets.
Maybe he's doing a bit of flooring afterwards as well. You know, you need to have the knee pads in place to get down there.
They were fascinating. And Ghost, man, he's still fucking fly. Just look at his costume changes alone, mate. Incredible.
Yeah, the costume changes, the big jacket. You know, he just put it on for a second. The mink was just there. He was like, we seen it? This is hot. This is hot. I've got to take it off. Take it off. Okay,
mate, he had the 4-finger ring as well. He had the 4-finger ring with the mink. And before that, mate, when he first started, they had the red gear on. He had that mink incorporated into his jacket, high top, like mink on his neck. Unbelievable neck piece. I'll be honest. Ghost is absolutely killing it, I have to say.
Yeah, I missed that. I'm going to check it in. I missed that. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, actually, there's this ties in nicely to the mailbag that's coming up, because we are going to talk about rap merch. What's some of the best and worst you've ever had? Also, what rappers merch would you wear, and where would you wear it to? So crate808@gmail.com, hit us up for those kind of things. But Ray, obviously, the swag was on point. Two-tone wallabies, New Balances. It's all there. What I loved about the swag, and it was just part of the fact... One of the best bits of this was mates being mates, mate. Yeah. And you know I love mates.
Yeah.
You know I love mates.
You know what was the real beautiful moment for me was a moment that they almost forgot the camera was on and millions of people were watching. They were just like, and Ghost was to Ray, like, it was like, oh, those are New Balance? Yeah, cool. And then Ray was just like, I'll get you a pair. He'll get you a pair of New Balance. How much are they? Well, like what, $80? $100? It's like, yeah, I'll get you a pair.
Mate, not just that. What about when RZA turns up and Ghost is like saying thanks, and Ghost says, oh, by the way, thanks for the food the other day. And RZA's like, oh, what, the vegan shit? You enjoy that? He goes, yeah, brilliant, great food. None of us know what he's talking about, but it was just like, yeah, cheers for bringing that food over the other day. It's great. Fucking brilliant, man.
The vegan
Corey
shit.
And Dennis.
The vegan shit. I thought it was all going so well. It was all going so well, wasn't it? Yeah, to bring up the veganism.
Variety is a spice of life, mate. You have to try everything.
Well, you need spice for veganism because there's no other fucking flavour, is there? Dickheads. Sorry, I've been editing our Mailbag episode, which Jambo is on, and there's a couple of points he mentioned his veganism. I must have missed it because I would have bit. Yeah,
I think I do remember that. The mailbag is exciting. There's a lot going on in there, and wait up for that. But I was going to say, there were little moments in this, and when I say like this was monumental, this was like RZA versus Primo to me, right, is always going to be one of the most best moments of hip hop, like for me, just generally. I honestly think this morning, getting up at 5:30, trying to not wake anyone up, going under the sheets, listening to the verses, because I was working late, so I didn't get to, I'm listening to it.
Under the sheets.
Yeah, try not to wake anyone. And then he puts Fourth Chamber on, like the fourth track, and I was like, I'm throwing things now. I'm not going to listen to Fourth Chamber and not throw things.
I can't believe how quickly Incarcerated Scarfaces came out. I was just like, I know there's so much, but I was like, I thought this is going to end on that. It's Incarcerated Scarf. Anyway, yeah.
Ending was perfect though. The ending was perfect.
Yeah.
You know, you just said there about Raekwon came out to, this is some serendipitous shit right now, motherfuckers. In the mailbag, we have a section called Best Raekwon Verse Ever, and it stemmed from Raymond's argument areas with his purple tape top on as well. Is that purple tape? I can't remember. Can't see. It might be Can It Be So Simple, actually. I was going to say that Raekwon's best verse ever, Ray made a wild statement. He makes lots of these, so one of them's going to land at some point, but he made this wild statement off the cuff that that Raekwon's best verse ever was Skew It on the Barbie. And initially, I mean, that is all-time one of the best verses Ray's got. But we have a mailbag and people like throw things in. And on this mailbag, we're going to talk about Rainy Days, his verse on that. And big up Hidden Gems. the fact they played the Rainy Days remix by Diamond D was fucking unreal. I couldn't believe they played that. But Ray opened with Skew It on the Barbie. That was his opening gambit, Raymond Ridge.
Yeah, he had to set the tone. He had to set the bar where... Because, look, of the millions of listeners there are, look, most people would have heard all of the tunes. I'm... What's the way of saying it? I'm a 90s fan, so I respect their place in the game, but I'm somewhat of a Wu skeptic as well. So I think that's a fair comment, isn't it? So I didn't know. I don't know all. I don't know every one of the every lyrics to all of the lyrics to every tune backwards, upside down and inside out. But I can't remember what my point was going to be. I'm just thinking about
but I was talking about Rainy Days, that track, and then the fact that he came out with Skew It on the Barbie. What you're saying is you made a wild statement about Raekwon without really knowing every Raekwon track, but you may have landed because Raekwon opened with it and was like, bang,
exactly.
I'm bringing Skew It on the Barbie.
Thank you for explaining my point. The point that I knew I had, that I didn't know I had, but I didn't know I had. It was there. There we go. Cool. So
it was there. Well, I was going to say, as well as all these moments of amazing hidden gems, amazing tracks, like you shouldn't cut some of these tracks, but they had to. But I think there were moments in this, mate, right, where I was moved to a point where I was like, this is amazing. I'm so glad. This is legendary shit. When all this is over, we're going to at one point look at this video and be like, oh, do you remember that Verzuz? I do think that, because there's one moment, there's loads of moments, but these are some moments that stuck out to me, Ray, right? There's one moment where Ghost is playing some of his more commercial hits. I don't know who won this. I don't know if there is a winner in this battle.
Yeah, it's not really a winner.
I don't feel like there was really, but people were taking scorecards.
I mean,
Ghost.
I'm not trying to keep pointing to the purple tape, but Ghost had more commercially successful tracks that were still enjoyable. It's not like, oh no, it was commercial, I'm not going to listen to it. They were still, and all that I need is like, was that commercially?
Commercially.
I can't remember if it was released.
So.
I mean, obviously the album was, but as we say on the other episode about that album is one of the
Iron Man.
That is one of the highlights of the album, and it's a good place for it to finish off the verses with that tune, because that's like one of his I'd argue one of his strongest tracks, like lyrically, because a lot of Ghost, fucking all of Ghost tracks. It's just him chatting fly shit, say some fly shit over some hot beats, kind of thing, isn't it? So it's not like always coherent. It's not always got like a point to it and a start, middle, and end. And it's just it's random.
It's an outlier.
And that's what people love about it.
Outlier.
And if you're into Ghost, you really love it. You really love it. But I don't know. Out of the two, I'm a Ray fan anyway. So.
I know you love Ray. I love both, to be fair. But either way, I was going to say there were these moments, and Ghost is playing his more commercial hits at that point, and you're like, okay, cool, whatever. But he plays this track he did with Beyonce, and it finishes, and there's this moment. I'm not sure how many people caught it, but Raekwon is quite pissed. He even says, like, I'm drunk now. And that's the beauty of this, is because they're really loose, and they're just like, everything they chat is amazing. And he's sitting there, and he's chatting, and he goes, man, I can't believe you did that. Like, he worked with Beyonce. He stops, pauses, and goes, wow, you did that. And that moment, I was like, oh, that's a moment of realization they just caught. I'm not sure how many people got it, but Ray was sitting there and he fully took on board, fucking hell, mate, you did that. And I felt that. There's so many moments in this Verzuz that I felt to my soul, because he was like, oh, you're my boy. And you know what? The fact that these two were beefing and Ray was shooting up Ghost's house when they were kids and they hated one another, to see them, two men, grown-ass men, get past all of that shit and just show each other love at the end. The fact that Ghost like kisses, like it's like when Barthez used to get kissed on the forehead. He just gets Raekwon at one point, just kisses him on the forehead. And I was like, I fucking love this. This is all I want. This is all I want. And there's even one.
I'll kiss you on your forehead.
Oh, thank you, mate.
I'm 9,000 miles away, so it's a bit difficult. But it's here you go. You're right.
Cheers, mate.
Is that an emotional moment we shared with the... We'll just cut that. Should we cut that?
No, let's cut that. No, absolutely not.
We're not cutting that, let's be British about it, and just like,
Yeah. manly, shake hands. That's it. I think it's a show of, it's just like Cuban Links. When you listen to Cuban Links or Iron Man, there's a lot of brotherly love on them albums, and I feel it translates when you see them. And there was one more moment I was going to say where Ray's really pissed, and they're all really pissed to be fair. And Ray, he's just had a drink, and Tiana Taylor comes on, some Tiana Taylor song, a bit new, Ghost's playing it, right? And they're just sitting there, and Raekwon just goes, "Shit, I want to go roller skating."
Yeah,
and it's almost like
I caught that as well. Yeah, man, I want to go roller skating right now. But it wasn't like it was. I mean, I think he meant it because of the tune, but it was like he was like just thought of it in the moment. Like I want to go roller skating.
It felt for a split second. Is Ray going to leave this versus and just go roller skating? It felt like that, right? It was fucking brilliant. I love that.
That's what I thought when Ghost just disappeared. And I was like, oh, what? He's just kind of disappeared
just
now,
fucked
kind of
off.
thing. But obviously, that was a costume change situation. That was part of the reason. And a piss, obviously, having a drink. The drinks thing as well. So obviously, RZA comes out, and I don't know if he's like been told by Ciroc. Is it Ciroc? Is that you pronounce it? Ciroc. Who drinks that? Really, but anyway,
my younger members of my family love it.
Well, they shouldn't, because you should drink beer like men. Anyway, RZA comes out and he just starts selling the Ciroc, and he's like, "Yeah, it's orange flavor shit." Like, "Oh yeah, okay."
Summer Ciroc. Yeah.
Oh, Ciroc. It's like orange. That is nice. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like you should be drinking Jameson's or just beer. Okay, that's it. There's the two things. You know.
McNulty there with the Jamesons. I was going to say that was funny actually, because Ghost was like, "Oh, this ain't that flavoured shit, is it? It's in a bright orange bottle. First of all, I think it might be a little bit flavoured." And then he was like, "No. Oh, actually, yeah, this is that new flavoured that orange summer Ciroc." But either way, great product placement. Versus have got it on point, to be fair with that. And you're right. And I did enjoy RZA's cameos.
It's not too much either. It's like, look,
yeah, exactly.
You got to make money out of the situation. It is what it is. But it
is.
It
is what it is.
I was going to say subtle, it wasn't subtle in the back. It was bang in the center of the screen, Ciroc,
right there.
And then RZA coming out and being. It was almost reluctant because he didn't look at the camera, did he? He was just like, yeah. So I'm just going to pour. Here you go. Yeah, orange Ciroc. Yeah. See you later. Bye. Tick that box. Bye.
I enjoyed that. Again, it brings that whole kind of family vibe to it. It just felt like he didn't care about the cameras, RZA just turned up, Masta Killah turned up, but that was some ninja shit. Glaciers of Ice was incredible.
Yeah, but obviously the highlight for me was like Deck turning up. And then that whole thing where he was just like, "Oh, this fucking microphone, it's fine." the tune's still going, and it's like, yeah. Fuck, the microphone's not working. Oh, for fuck's sake. Do you know what that? Still it.
Oh, what bad.
It was just like, fuck the tune. It was just wait for Ray to finish. And he was like, give it that. And he just fucking dumped the other one on the ground. I was like, it was.
I enjoyed that though. The cameos were good.
Did you feel like it was a really small room and they're all crowded behind the camera and they were just waiting for they were just there going like really excited, like waiting to jump out for their verses?
Mate, I don't know. I think it was a bit bigger than I thought, because I think it's a studio, innit? But like Masta Killah comes out, Kappa came out, YDB, young dirty bastard. I'm not gonna lie, that jacket. We're talking about swag. That was young ODB. Young DB came out and he was rocking this unbelievable fly shit, and I was like, that's the energy of ODB, and it's still alive. It's still here, guys.
I wouldn't wear it, but he made it work.
Yeah, he made it work. Another thing that really worked, and we're going to talk about this on the Iron Man episode a lot, but I've always said I love the way they just talk. The way they just banter. And you can think, oh, do they really talk like this, like they rap like? Yes, they clearly do. Because in any other way, right, would men like this equate to every time they drop a track to battlefield scars, almost to like gunshots, like, oh, that's a leg shot right there, that's a leg shot. Oh, you clip me on the ear, you clip me on the ear. And then the best one was when Ghost said, and I need to use this generally, he's like, man, I'm gonna drop a 40-inch TV right on your head, like that. What is that? But that is what their rhymes are like, right? And I love that they just have these fly ass shit they just say.
There's that point when Ray was kind of lost for words because he was like, "Yeah, you got me in the leg," and I think he was trying to say that you cut the. I can't even remember what is it? The big vein there that's right in your leg that if you cut it, you're gonna.
The artery that can kill you or something. Yeah.
Neither is know what it's called, and it's good because neither did Ray. But Ray was like, lost for words. Like you got me right in the leg with the but everyone knew, no one cared. It was like we got you.
Yeah,
it's cool.
That's what I'm saying. It was loose. It was brilliant. This is how loose it was, Ray. Right to the point that. And we know Ghost has some dark places in his life, what he's gone through. Again, Iron Man episode coming up. But there is a moment in there where he just takes a massive handbrake turn and they're talking about just life and, how much they're giving flowers to everyone. And then he just says, I mean, we all know, I believe in 150, 200 years, we ain't going to be here anymore. And wow, that's gone... Yeah, that's gone from celebratory straight into we're not going to be here again, guys.
In like $150 and 200. We're not going to be here anymore. It's like, what? End of the human race? Well, I guess we'll be gone before then anyway. I mean, it'll be well on its way. When we're in our 60s, 70s, then if this is the route that the world is taking, the way as Ghost has called it, is for it to end at 200 years in like 50 years' time. It's going to be well on its. It's going to be well in its way, isn't it?
Oh my God. We've done exactly what Ghost did on the Verses by putting a really upbeat thing and then gone that way. We've done exactly the same thing. You're right. It is like that. But I think I like that how he rescues himself from it and being like right at the end as well. He does the same thing where you talk about all that I got is you. Man, I have to say that emotionally got me, and I had a smoke, but they were drinking as well. But the fact that I ain't even round to this shit, because I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. And he's doing that. And you're like, fuck, that actually really is emotional to these guys. And the fact that he plays Heaven or Hell after to play it out, and I was like, man, the fact that you can double chat them and the way they're chatting at that point is so real. I would say you could just go all these chats, all these little skits they have, these little interludes that were just chatting shit, take all of them and put them on the next album. Just do, that's your skits. Just do that.
Just at the end of tracks. That's fine. Just put it at the end. Don't give me 30 seconds something to skip. Every now and again it's cool. Like Daytona 500, you're fine. You play that and everyone's like, cool, we know it's coming. Mm-hmm. It's cool. But there's, I just put have the tracks in the same order and just move the skip point to the little bit later, and you put that at the end of the previous track. It's just a little favor for Ray. Look, I bought the T-shirt. Yeah. Just look. What would you? Is that so much to ask?
Well. Yeah, so if that next album is coming out though, Ray, and they did say there's going to be Supreme Clientele 2, Cuban Links 3, they dropped some Griselda stuff there and some Alchemist stuff there. There was some real good high points. My favourite bit, and I think we need an album called this now, is Fatigues in Barbados, mate. I think we need an album from Ghost and Ray called Fatigues in Barbados.
Where they just power through and they're like, fuck you, and we're wearing them. What are you going to do about it?
That story was good.
The gist of it was that they wanted to wear fatigues in Barbados, and the authorities were like, no.
You're not allowed to in Barbados. You're not allowed to wear fatigues in Barbados.
Because there was some chat. I don't know if you had. I watched the one that had the comments down the side, and there was a lot of people in the comments of note. Nas was, well, I don't know, who knows if it was really...
I don't know, it probably was Nas, if he was blue-ticked.
Who knows if it was really them, because Common was on there. Whoever...
That's real Common.
Is it? Because there's a lot of generic, nice comments about hip-hop, and I'm like, I feel like you'd be more specific and more kind of, just...
Maybe. I like the cynic in you.
Yeah, well, because there was one where Be Real said, Be Real's account said something about like, Ray, we got to get you on the pod, and then Ray with the blue tick, like Raekwon's account, said, yeah, we'll definitely do that. And then Raekwon Raekwon was sat over there.
It's shattered.
Wait, what?
The reality is shattered for Ray.
It ruined the whole illusion for me. It's like,
I know there's other listeners out there now who probably thought the same, but now they're like, oh, hold on a minute, are they? Is that? Yep. Behind the curtain. We've gone behind the curtain.
just
Talking of the comments, were there any comments you enjoyed? Because I've got a list of a few that really, really made me giggle as I was listening. I've got a few here if you want to hear them.
No, I didn't really take much notice of the comments, Karen. Yeah, no, just the one that there was one point. There's one point when Naz says something like, "This is us back on the stoop, back on the steps, and back on the corner." Something like that. That was the comment. I was like, "That's Naz. That is him." Or someone who's really good at saying what Naz would say. That I think Naz would say. I don't really know him. Whatever, it's fine. You know, we've all listened to music and know them as we know them. And but so that comment rang true. And then there's loads of other comments that were just like, "Come on, person pretending to be common. There's too much generic nicety to what you're saying. This is the love of hip hop. Wow,
but it is a celebration.
Right? This is great. This is a celebration. Yeah, it's just, it's just, come on, just a generic platitude. It's like, say something specific."
Well, specific was good. There were some great specific ones.
Let's go for it. I'll stop interrupting you. Carry on.
I've only got a few. To be fair. But some that, when you really want to smash something and you're restrained by Sunday morning in the UK and it's not really that time. Saturday night would have been that time to break something. I lived vicariously through some of the comments, and one was, "I need to call my parole officer now," which was good. I was like, yeah, you're right. I think after that track I probably would as well. I just spat on my kitchen floor, which imagine getting that hype in lockdown that you just spit on your own kitchen floor. Amazing. And then two others. One was, everyone was saying it, and I think they're right. We need a Woo podcast. We need these two guys with mics just chatting. I'm there for that. And the last one was Method Man, and I believe this to be specifically true because he said, "I'm fitting to show up in my dad jeans right now." He was going to come up in his dad jeans to the verses, and unfortunately he couldn't. But that would have been nice, right? Everyone's fly, and here comes Tonk Meth with his fucking dad jeans on. I'm in for that. That's what I enjoyed about it, mate. There you go.
I mean, it would have been good to see another member in a whole different set of apparel as well, wouldn't it? Because they all had a different kind of vibe going on as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Deck was like, he was fresh from, as we've recently found out, he's actually a masseuse in his spare time. Maybe that was before the success, I think, but
yeah.
Well, who knows? Maybe he does it for fun now. I don't know, but he was very sensibly dressed, wasn't he? Which is what
absolutely.
That's just what I like about. That's what I like about Deck.
You do like Deck, don't you? You do. Your love for Deck. I wonder what that verse is going to be. Deck versus who? Deck versus Masta Killah? No, kill him. Deck versus.
It could only be Deck Meth. Deck
ODB,
versus,
isn't it?
Well, Meth.
Bring Young DB out. No. You know what the next versus is? Meth versus Redman. That's going to be unreal. April. We're going to have to do another one of these, mate, and just get really high.
Yeah, that's the right one. Wait, so who? Wait.
Meth versus Redman.
Who could Deck? Who's Deck?
It'd have to be ODB, but he's not around anymore.
No,
so
it has to be someone
tracks.
outside of the Woo.
They can't be. Either way, hit us up on the emails. Which verses do you want to see? Who should do a versus against Deck? I'd like to hear that. Kurupt versus Deck. Kurupt's got more bangers, eh?
Nah, it needs someone with more skill. With all due respect, I was thinking Canibus, but
Canibus Deck.
I don't know.
That's for the backpackers, isn't it? That how many people are going to clue into that versus? It'll be me and you and all of Subterranea. That's it. Love that. Right. Anyway,
well, no. We're not going to move on from Canibus Deck. That would be.
Yeah, Canibus Deck could be hot. I mean, Deck's got his woo joints. Deck's got all his woo joints. Remember that. Yeah, Canibus has got his beat tracks, and Canibus got his features as well.
His Zarface stuff as well. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I can get a 10 versus 10 out of that. 20 out of 20 might be a little bit 20 Canibus tracks. I don't know if anyone's got them. Drop them our way. I'd love to actually. Let's do that. If you're doing a Deck versus Canibus versus, right? Email us crate808@gmail.com. What's that playlist? Are you going to be able to make 20? I don't know if I can for each. But
what has Canibus got
Deck, make
to go versus Triumph?
I know you're going to say exactly. Let's be honest. Canibus's peak is probably second round knockout.
And that's not a good peak either, is it? Because that's when he's talking
best,
about, he
does say, I'm going to eat your whole
people's
anuses. Yeah. I'm going to eat your anus. Yeah. I mean, that.
You ain't got the skills to eat a person's ass like me. Oh, okay.
True.
Not Canibus. Who else? Who is it?
It'd have to be that time, right? So you're looking at, can't be Black Thought. Black Thought, I think, would kill. Roots' catalogue is deep. Roots' catalogue is deep.
No, that's interesting though. I
mean,
because they're both they're technical rappers. Like they respect the art, the number of syllables to a bar. But
remember, true. No, they did. Back then, they really did. Yeah, you're right as well. Yeah. I was going to say Snoop DMX was something I would never have pitted. So maybe there's someone out there that someone could suggest to us and be like, actually, you've not thought of this guy, because Snoop DMX was really good, I thought, and so there you go. These verses would be fucking great, aren't they? Primo, RZA, Snoop, and then Ghost and fucking the best duo ever, Ghost and Ray. Fucking hell, best duo ever. Well, it's up there. But anyway,
when you were saying about the moment when Ray was like, "Man, you really did that with Beyonce." That is the moment I had when you really spoke to Primo.
Wow.
Like, you really did that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a 20-minute chat. It wasn't, a massively international successful tune with Beyonce, but still, it's still props.
It's still. Hey, I was chatting to Primo outside waiting for an Uber about Smiths for ages afterwards, and his nephew. So there you go. Either way, we've checked that episode out, create808.com. We're going to go into the mailbag, but just a little category we have is hidden gems generally, and these really segue very nicely, dovetail into our Slept On Woo Bangers playlist, which is on crate08.com, crate808.com. It's also on Spotify. So yes, go check out that playlist. Basically, for a few years now, we've had people throwing in their woo bangers that they think deserve a bit more shine and might be a little bit slept on, and we put them in that playlist for you. There's a few came out of this versus, Ray, I feel. I'm going to list a few to you, mate. They went straight for... And I'm glad they used it, but I'm also gutted because it was going to be my secret weapon for I need to bring Wu-Tang Forever on this podcast to a debate, to an episode. We need to do Wu-Tang Forever. And one of my little gems that I was going to bring was Scary Hours or Cash Still Rules, like that track. I loved that. And bang, they just did it. And I was like, unbelievable. They brought out Scary Hours from We Forever. So loved that. We talked about the remix that everyone's loving, to be fair, but the remix of Rainy Days by Diamond D and Mr. Dalvin, that is a wicked remix. And then there were three more, mate, that I'll be honest, mate, I've slept on because I've not visited a lot of these albums for a long time, and now I need to go back and listen to you, mate. Pretty Tony album. We're going to go back. We've got a Patreon coming. We're going to do the Ghostface Chronicles, Wu-Tang Chronicles Ghostface edition, which is where we go through every Ghostface solo project. So Pretty Tony is going to be talked about, but they did play It's Over from Pretty Tony, and that is a banger. And two others, from a Mobilarity, Raekwon's Yayo, and from Shaolin vs. Wu-Tang, this is a banger, to be fair, Rich and Black featuring Nas, mate. Those were some hidden gems. People, go check them out. They're on our playlist. Ray, were there any tracks that you heard where you were like, fuck, I forgot how good this is? Or like just that you'd like just rediscovered a little bit of love for?
The one that I went off for a moment with was that I wasn't expecting to come out was John Blaze. It's off the one of Fat Joe's album. That track... Yeah. I mean, that's a highlight. I mean, the other people on that track as well, Fat Joe, Big Pun, just
posse cut for real, mate. There.
But that beat as well. There's nothing else like it as well. It's one of those beats that's just like, I don't know. Yeah, hard to pigeonhole. Pigeonhole?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that reaction. Meth versus Red next month, so we'll try to bring you some more if you enjoyed this. Even if you didn't enjoy this, I'll probably bring it anyway, to be fair. Yes. But let's go back to the episode that we had planned. Coming up, mailbag. We've got some great correspondence. So email crate808@gmail.com. Subscribe to this YouTube, like the video, and big yourselves up. Spread the word. Boom. Peace, Ray. Appreciate you,
See you later. Take it easy.
Yo, welcome to Crate 808, the 90s rap podcast that's Nina Simone and stays defecating on your microphone. And today, Today we have another mailbag episode.
Oh God, look at this.
Oh, Ray's starting early. Ray's got props out now, guys. I don't know if you've noticed, but
Alt-right props. Good old alt-right props.
To be fair, we're talking props. I've got Biggie there as well. Jordan Peterson fanboy. Can you?
Sorry, guys. Have we started? Sorry, I was just.
We're gonna.
Just educating myself. It's all right.
He was just reinforcing his biases. Everyone, just reinforcing the old biases.
I'm not going to buy.
Aren't we all?
I'm not going to buy it. Those that know, know, and those that don't know, well, they don't know because they haven't read any of his fucking books like this twat over
Exactly.
Here. Anyway.
Oh, hello,
said with love.
Hello.
Said
Let's
with
calm
love.
it
Just
down.
love.
It's not a versus today. It's not a debate. It's just a mailbag. We're just going to talk about what people are bringing to the table, Ray.
So, today, I'm going to make Jambo feel
breaths.
uncomfortable and everyone else by staring directly into the camera.
That's really creepy. Biggie, what do you reckon? No, not feeling that, Ray. He's not feeling that at all, mate. You need to get rid. You need to start just doing normal.
Yeah, I want to look at the screen to see what it looks like, but then you can't do it at the same time.
You need more eyes, mate. You need more eyes. Lads, today we're diving back into the mailbag. Thank you, everyone. Some excellent work from the listeners, right? So we've accumulated quite a good bit of correspondence. To get involved, crate808@gmail.com. Hit us on Twitter, hit us on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And just share some of your amazing hip-hop stories with us. But
only once, though. You've only got one chance, remember? That's the rule, right? Do you remember? That's what, you only get one chance. If you blow it on your first go, you're banned and you can't write a letter again.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to write.
Even if you don't. Rule, remember? Even if you do well, you're done. You're done.
Some people did well and they got banned. That's it.
Brilliant. Okay. Community just isn't our thing, is it?
It's a high turnover community.
You only get one shot.
It's a village of 5 people.
Someone said that once.
Yes, they did.
Did not miss your chance to blow.
Well, these guys who we're going to talk about certainly didn't, because they're actually going to be featured on the pod. So wait up for that. Before we go in, though, we've got to do the usual, lads. By the way, this is James and this is Ray. If anyone new listeners, these are our usual Crate 808 crew heads. Yeah, sorry, I didn't introduce you guys. There you go. But there you go. And least hip-hop thing in the last 24 hours, lads. I don't know who wants to step up first, but what have we got?
Well, so
what have we got?
I've got... Speaking of Antifa, the least hip-hop... I'm not sure...
No one was.
I'm not sure if... well, you just... Anyway, so... Yeah... I don't know. I'm not sure how controversial this is, because I know what you guys' thoughts on this person's music is, but I hear it and I think I don't think this is hip hop, but it kind of. So
get to it, mate.
Right. So get to it. Basically, I've been checking out and like reluctantly. I don't know. I don't know if I like it or not. It's like it's 2019 album. Have you heard NF?
NF?
Yeah.
No, not that ring a bell.
Okay, he's fucking massive. He is ridiculously massive. He's got a whole album. I think he sounds like... I think a lot of people would have described him. He's like Eminem because he's another white rapper. But he raps about... Just that whole album is just about depression. Actually, some of it's quite, I guess meaningful.
It's ranked as Christian hip hop. It's under the term Christian hip hop.
Yeah. Search.
But the thing is, so what he says, and which is to be fair, a pretty good thing. He's like, well, I'm a Christian and make hip hop. Doesn't make it Christian hip hop. He said to some people, mechanics and the hip hops. Does it make it mechanic hip hop? That's not what he said, but I can't remember. He said something like that.
This
and it was
guy
like,
sounds deep. I can't wait.
Yeah, he is. He's really fucking moving. But you listen. But point being, if you listen to it, you're like, this isn't hip hop. And then you listen, but it's got all the separate boxes that you want to say. Well, it's got those beats. Yeah, and he kind of rhymes over it. And
how's this your least hip hop thing?
Because it's not hip hop. Don't fucking listen to it. That's what I'm saying. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Don't listen to it. But you'll listen to it and be confused.
Right.
No?
Okay, right.
The thing is,
maybe I've not heard it.
Look,
So
the Antifa link was his name's NF, and I don't know why he came to the idea of calling. I think his name's like Nathan Francis or something like that. But I've just made that up. But so he's gone by NF, which is also really Eminem like as well, isn't it? Because that's the same thing that Eminem did. But it's just, the fact that neither of you heard it also backs me up in the fact that it's probably not hip hop and very least hip hop because you haven't fucking heard of it. I'm all right with that. And
yeah.
It's Noel Fielding, isn't it? It's just Noel Fielding doing an act.
Yeah, it is. That's what it is. I knew it looked familiar.
This is
somehow.
why it would have probably been better if you'd just give us a shout beforehand. Say,
do some more planning. Do some more planning. You know how long we've been planning this fucking episode? You know how many times it's changed the format that we're going to do this episode?
Oh, I've just read something about him.
It was 2019 when we started planning this episode. This episode.
I was going to say, just to listen to the album. It's only listen to an album, isn't it? Just, guys, listen to this.
Cam, he's got hops in and Tech 9, so you know what kind of...
Well, Tech 9, there's the Ray Bridge. There's the Ray Ridge Bridge that we needed. Tech 9, that's how you got there. Now we know the roadmap.
I thought the alt-right Sam Harris atheist side of you would just dismiss him out of hand, Ray, but, open-minded to some denominations. Imagine if he was Muslim, probably not, but
No, Ray's a good lad. He's a good lad. That's all I'm going to rate. I'm not going to air him out.
He's not a good lad. He's a horrible man.
Wow. Well, let's get into. We want to get to the mailbag. Yeah, we don't want to be doing.
Because Jordan Peterson isn't alt right anyway. That's just the fucking nonsense. And then
he's just right, far right.
Far right. Yeah, basically. Yeah. So.
Okay. Now we're back to there. Wicked. Least hip hop thing, Jumbo?
this conversation.
See, it's hard, this subject. Well, it's not hard. It's too easy for me because everything I do is like, I could just tell you like I potted some plants up yesterday, I fixed some blinds, something like that. But that's like it's boring. That's just my life. It's so un-hip hop. I don't have like... I don't have hip hop plastered all over my upholstery like Ray does. Have it all over the place, fucking everything lined up behind me. So like, I thought I'd tell you the most hip hop thing I've done recently, which is I've changed the way I dress. I've now gone from having nice slim fit jeans and like trainers to Timbs and baggier jeans. That's my new jam. I bought a pair of Timbs.
You're wearing Timbs again?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm wearing
Good
Timbs.
lad.
I'm back to Timbs.
Good
That's
lad.
what I'm doing. Like, that's the way I'm going.
It's gone full circle.
Yeah, I'm back to the way I used to dress when I was younger. I won't be going back to like 3/4 length leather jackets. That's never coming back. My veganism would not allow that. So,
what about the? You remember the tracky bottoms that had buttons on the sides? And you just rip them off?
Yeah, I remember going to school and a girl just like tore them fully off. So classic. They were
classic for
horrendous.
a reason.
Yeah,
there we go.
Sexual
Ray
assault.
Was the one
Post hashtag me too. That doesn't look so good, does it? Now
exactly.
Elizabeth Carter.
Aired out again. Jesus,
no, I just made that name up. I just made that up.
There's an Elizabeth Carter out there listening right now going, fuck, did I? Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
You did. You know what you did. She was the Harvey Weinstein of my school.
Jesus Christ, Carter. Jesus Christ, Carter. No need. So, right, okay, least hip hop things. Mine, I haven't...
Cam.
One of the better hip hop things was... Go on.
What's your least hip hop thing?
Thank you.
I know
Ray,
you're waiting for it. There you go.
I had a really interesting hip hop thing in a least hip hop arena, which is Derby Town Centre. Walking down there, obviously everyone's wearing masks, and there's a postman, and he was like, "Excuse me, mate. Excuse me, wu-tang forever." That's the best mask I've ever seen, and it was a Wu mask, and I just I felt so enriched by that little experience that a postman would do that out of his way. And I also had a DFS, like a new sofa delivered. Guy from the DFS, Yorkshire bloke, really Yorkshire, like really, all right, mate, like proper on it. Lovely lad. Spotted my Wu keyring, and he was like, "You like Wu-Tang? Oh man, I love 90s hip hop." And I told him about the podcast and everything. Those are the nice hip hop moments in not hip hop settings, I suppose. At least
that's the work Cam does for each and every listener.
I know we doubled our fan base there. Doubled the fan base.
It'd be weird if I'd chased the postie.
Hi Alan, how's it going, mate?
Love that. So yeah, other than that, Lisa What Thing, and amazingly, we've continued with Dawson's Creek. So we're still watching that like over now and
How
again.
long
So,
is Dawson's Creek? How many seasons?
It's too long.
Incredibly way too long, and it's actually really bad. It's so bad, mate, right, that we're in season 3 and a black person's turned up, and it's so noticeable that literally we're both like, oh wow, my God, they actually did it. They did it. They cast a black person in Dawson's Creek, and it took them 3 seasons. I'm calling you lot out.
Wow.
We're airing out. It's the air out episode. Carter, Dawson's Creek, whoever Ray's aired out earlier. There we go. Right, so we're going to dive into the mailbag. We're going to do a new music section. I'm going to do that after the mailbag. So any new music, we'll do it near the end. Cool?
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not editing this, by the way. So these little bits where you whisper as if they're not going to go out to people. It's all staying in. It's all staying in.
Just don't whisper it. Just say it.
Well, that's the producer in me, guys. It's just going to stay there. And we'll talk about our old interviews as well, some of the interviews we've had on as well. But before we do that, let's big up Sam Young. Right, Sam Young, follower of the show. He dived into some of the categories, and one was Raekwon's best verse. Ray was saying that it was on "Skew It" on the Barbie. I think that's the.
I stand by
that's
it.
the
I stand
flag
by
that
it.
you-
I've done some work since then as well. Yeah, and people have said, "Oh, Daytona 500." Like, nah, it's not. It's not. It's got a couple of alright lines at the start, and then it just kind of tails off into just the usual, just
Amazing.
fucking gibberish. Anyway, carry on.
Well, there you go. There you go. Ray somehow complimenting Raekwon and also dissing him in the same sentence. Love it. So Sam Young says, for me, it has to be Rainy Days on Only Built for Cuban Links. And he's right. He is great. I listened back to it after you'd said that. And yeah, he paints pictures with lyrics. There you go. And Rainy Days is an incredible classic. Jambo, did you have any, by the way, just Raekwon bits that you were like, actually, that verse we need to talk about a
We
bit
did
more?
it last time. I told you that like Daytona is the beginning of Daytona 500.
Daytona,
That's just
I love Iron Maiden, but
Yeah.
I love. But yeah, we're going to talk about Iron Man at some point, I'm sure. So, and then he also has worst beat of 1995. Now I took this to you, lads. I'm not sure if you listened to it. You probably didn't. But worst beat of 1995.
I want to
he's got-
listen to it now. I'm going to just throw it up. It's crazy.
Okay,
Craziest.
it's Naughty by Nature. Craziest. Now I know this track because we used to bump it.
That's
a
not the
lot.
worst bit in 1985. That's ridiculous.
Well, this is it. I actually remember that song being.
I've already said what the
Well,
worst
Ray-
bit in 1995 is, and I stand by my original decision.
Let's go back to that. What was that, Ray, that you said was the worst beat of 1995? How we
Basically
started?
everything on that Mobb Deep album, but I can't remember which one it was.
So everything on Infamous. Now you're just saying
It was-
things just to say things.
It wasn't.
You're a trigger lord.
Was it Infamous we were talking about?
Yes, it was Infamous. Yeah,
Well-
and there was one track on there that
Right.
you said no, not the one for me. It's wrong what you said.
Which
and
one
I
was
now
it?
think everyone's. I can't remember, Ray. This is why I thought that you might. I think it might be QU Hectic, maybe.
Yeah, QU Hectic. He hated Q.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
was
fucking
QU.
great beat.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant beat.
No,
I just
it's-
listened to
it's-
Craziest just now. I just listened to Craziest. Sam Young, you banned, mate. Sorry, that's not too bad. Your opinion's stupid.
I don't think it's that bad.
I
but
don't
he
even
said
need to
he-
check it really. Is that
But
the one
I
where...
was going to say,
I don't
he's a
know.
big naughty fan, and he says the
Craziest.
production on. Ray, what are you doing, man? He's talking.
Hang on. Is it playing?
This is why we're editing this.
All right, yes, fine. So, and we're back. Checked Craziest. That's a ridiculous beat.
I don't know if it's ridiculous. I don't know if the beat itself is ridiculous. I think the beat itself is very much carried by
Have
Tretch.
you listened to QU
Tretch on that?
Hectic?
Yes, many,
It's a really
many
menacing
times.
beat. It's great. I love QU Hectic.
I love it.
I have it in
I love it.
playlists. I think it's in my workout
Yeah.
playlist.
I think it's in my hip hop tunes, like
Yeah.
general tunes playlist.
Since
But mate,
Jambo never working out.
just saying things now. You're just saying things. Naughty's Craziest. Sam, I don't know we're with you there, but he says even the 12-inch remixes sucked balls. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot, Sam. I'm loving it, but I love Tretch on that, and I'm going with Tretch on that because he's unreal. But yes, also, he has... strangest place you've met a rapper. These are good. These are always quite good. He also met Guru, Ray. Me and Ray met Guru. I'm sure people have listened to the show and know this story. And I went to a random bar pub launch in the early noughties in Chelsea, London. Now, Ray, isn't that very strange? That's exactly where we met him. Early
Yeah.
noughties, London, at a bar club.
Well, it's
right?
probably not
Sam,
strange.
were you there, mate?
It just means that, Guru was in fact in that area in the north. At
that time.
in the north,
It wasn't strange.
He was there.
I'm thinking, was Sam there on the same night we were in 10 rooms and we saw Guru? That's maybe the one. But either way, he said Guru was there with a friend of mine, and no one else knew who he was, so I was chatting to him loads. Isn't that brilliant? When you could just be like, no one knows this guy. Brilliant.
Do you reckon he said that to Guru? No one knows who you are, mate, and I get to chat to you loads.
Yeah. He probably said, Guru was there going like, oh, for fuck's sake, I knew I should have stayed in a hotel.
I know. He said they basically got wasted together.
Just pinned him into a corner and just talking at him.
Just really like, it's like when remember when we met Shaq in the same club a few weeks later, and I remember timing this, and I had Shaq's ear for like 12 minutes. And I was standing there just like
12 minutes. That's a long time.
I was like, Jesus, this is a long time. I'm getting to talk to this guy.
That's not true. This is Shaq talking to Cam. Huh? Yeah. Huh?
That's it. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly. He's just so big, like unbelievable, just a monster of a man. And he was like walking, I looked at his shoes, and I was like, mate, your feet are massive. Like, what size are they? And he was like 24. It's like
where was that, by the way? Where was it?
At 10 rooms.
See, for a minute I thought
that's where Ray battled him. Ray battled Shaquille O'Neal.
Really?
Yes, people. Yeah. Ray battled him, and I was your fanboy, Ray, and that crew.
Ray would annihilate Shaq. Ray would annihilate Shaq.
Do you know what the worst thing was about that battle as well? That Shaq just turned his back on Ray. Ray started, and Shaq left the mic.
That's a better MC tactic, though, isn't it? Just to pretend you're not even listening. Just go. Of
course it is.
And then just turn
Did it bother you a little bit? Did it bother you when he did it? Were you like, oh, Shaq?
You know when Ray's rapping, you know it bothers him because his tempo goes up a little bit and just the raspiness goes up. I was like, oh, Ray is not happy about this. So there was me just fanboying out in the crowd.
Reliving. I'm just reliving it now. I'm just reliving it.
Yeah, but either way, now the listeners are reliving it as well. But also, listeners, there you go. There's another category for you. Has anyone ever battled a famous rapper? And you know what we should get is Chester P talking about that Common battle that he did. That was legendary. You know, we should get that on here. But yeah, create808@gmail.com. Hit us up.
Can I ask a question about? Do you remember what lyrics you were using, Ray?
Yeah, I remember. I didn't have any battle verses, so I just did just one of them. But also, it's a 10 room. It wasn't a hip hop crowd. It was a 10 rooms crowd. So they were like,
it was
wow,
cocktails.
Shaq. And then they were like, oh, and Shaq was like, we got any battle MCs? We got any London MCs? And then Isa, shout out to Isa. She basically pushed me up on stage, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And they had, it's a live band kind of situation. It wasn't a hip hop situation. I just did a verse, and they were all like, yeah, well done. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. You weren't listening. Everyone's
a winner. Everyone was a winner that night, weren't they?
You know what I do remember about that? Some guy came up to me afterwards. He was like, oh yeah, I didn't know. I haven't heard people rap in Spanish before. And I'm like, you fucking dickhead. You fucking dickhead. It wasn't fucking Spanish. Prick. That's the fucking wise me up.
Oh, lads, that is brilliant. Oh, that is superb. I'm sorry, but that is superb. Listeners, if there's anyone out there, right, if you're a rapper or a freestyler, what's the worst feedback you've ever had on your rhymes? Because that is bad. If someone thinks you're not even rapping in this fucking same language that you rapped in, Ray, amazing, classic. But yeah, there you go. Thank you, Sam, for that. Oh, Sam, another one, and I know this is going to wind Ray up, so we're going to do this one. We also have the most ridiculous lyrics you've heard. And, I mean, he went there, Ray, right into your hip-hop Matrix heart. You know, like when Optimus Prime dies and he has his Matrix in there. This is Das FX. He went to Das FX's Mike Checker, and he said, I love a lot of their tunes, but I always laughed at these lyrics, which are Riggedy Row, Ziggedy Gadzookas, Here I Go So, Fliggity Flame on. Either way, what we do, we usually end up doing this. We end up just doing this with Daz Effects and just trying to wind Ray up. But ridiculous lyrics. Anyone else with ridiculous lyrics, hit us up. Ray, thoughts?
Thing is, you say that about Das Effects, but they're the only people that did it, and we still know about it because of that.
They're not the only people that did it. Like people,
but they're the originators. They're the originators. They're the people. If people do that and people refer to like, oh, Jay-Z's Diggity whatever era, and that was like, it wasn't even an era, was it? It was like 2 tunes, and then he started doing something else. Yeah, they made it their own. I stand by it.
Yeah,
and it was over boom bap beats as well. It was like that's it. It's like it's your reset after you've listened to stuff like NF, the National Front depressed rapper. He like when you come back to some Das effects over boom bap beats. It's
a nice palate cleanser, isn't it?
I would say though that like that's because they did it in the 90s. If they hadn't existed and they put it out this year, you'd be like, this is fucking shit. You would hate it because it's new.
But it has. That's why it's good. It's a good signifier of that time. I think it's a really good gateway album. As in, if for at that age, if you're that young, what is it, 93, 94? Yeah, if you're a young teenager and you hear that. I think that's why I liked it. I was like, wow, this is incredible. It's only when you start really getting your ear used to like Jay-Z bars and Nas bars like fully, that's when you realise, oh, okay, I can see it's a bit of a gimmick. But mate, Criss Cross was a gimmick. I was still there wearing my jeans back to front. I didn't give a shit.
Did you really?
I actually did do that.
Oh, wow.
Criss Cross episode coming soon. Shout out Luke James. We will be bringing that soon. But talking of ridiculous things, right? I don't know how we're going to put this into a category, but maybe we just put like most ludicrous rap tweets of the month or something, or ridiculous rap takes. I'm sure there's lots of them on Twitter. So this one was absolutely incredible, lads. I chucked it to you. I just want to hear your first thoughts. This is a tweet that was going around that said, fact. It starts with fact. When Kanye West learned to produce, he went through every single hip-hop album released from 93 to 99, remade every beat on every album to master his skill.
Fact. Didn't happen. That's it. That's my response to that. Fact.
It's just ludicrous. How long would it take you to do that? There's so many albums.
Yeah, like
you'd get to QU Hectic and be like, oh, this is just fucking awful. Just like this. Why would you bother?
There it is. But I'm just wondering, like, some of the most complicated, like, how many times have you heard that story about Infamous and Shook Ones Part 2, and it took 20 years for a German guy randomly to find that sample?
Yeah.
Kanye, don't worry about it, mate. Got it. Don't worry about it. I've got Shook Ones. Done it.
It's the kind of rumour that, like, a child would make up about their dad. Like, at school, and everyone would be like, yeah, he did that, and then some of the kids would be like, no, it's fucking bullshit. I was always a bullshit artist, that kid. It's just, yeah.
Well, there you go. Brilliant.
I want a listener to sit down and work out how many songs were released in that period, and then assuming it takes half an hour to make the beat, how long it would take. I bet you would still be on it.
It's hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of tracks. Like, come on, man. There's one for you, actually. That's an interesting one you just said. Actually, email us, creator@gmail.com, either with what's the most ludicrous rap take you've heard, or what's the most ludicrous rap rumour like that. Like, oh, your dad did this. That's crazy.
Oh, so, just wait now. I've got some good rumours for you later.
Oh, rumours!
Plus, this whole Kanye thing, you can just confirm it with Kanye when he comes on the pod anyway, can't you? Probably by the end. You were deciding what to do for the 100th episode. Just have Kanye on. Just have him on.
That would be nice. That would be
Ask
nice.
him how he feels about the divorce proceedings and everything, and
yes,
and then,
of course.
What's the least hip hop thing? Oh, Kim did this. Then he can just go into running for. The thoughts on running for
president. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, whatever. It is what it is, isn't it? Best and worst merch. Sam, again, another great one. As a young kid, I recall going to an MC Hammer concert in 1991. That would have been amazing, by the way. Imagine being an 11-year-old at an MC Hammer concert in 1991, and he got a Hammer T-shirt, which I never wore. I want people, great if you could send us images of this stuff as well. But that is good. I'm enjoying that, the Hammer T-shirt.
I was thinking, Sam's done a really good job here because he knew he'd get banned after his first one, so he just sent loads of shit in, didn't he? Yeah. He's like, I've got to make the most of my one appearance. Yeah. Good work, Sam.
Good work. Never coming on again.
He's about our age, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a good lad. He's a very good lad.
He's a good lad. It's shame. We'll never hear from him again. But still.
Never going to come on again. I actually going to say, you're talking about best merch. I bought some the other day. It's not really merch. It's just hip hop attire.
You bought some merch? That's weird. You never buy merch.
Big up Big Ghost. Big up Big Ghost. I was going to say, I bought some pink Cameron socks. Come
Oh,
on,
can
man.
you show them us? Have you got them on you?
You know what? I've got a photo. I'll put it up here now on YouTube, Ray. That's a little thing we can do there.
You will you? You will
More
you?
editing.
Yes.
You will you?
Yeah, well, there
Where
you go.
are you going to put it?
Let's do a non-edited live stream. Put something in here. Edit this out.
We do need more props. But I really enjoy those pink Cameron socks. They're pretty
Are they
dashing.
fluffy and like delicious and gorgeous to walk in?
Do you know what? They're not fluffy enough, I would have thought.
Really?
When they came through the post, I was like, I hope these are a bit more volume to them. There isn't, but it's still dope. So, yes, people out there, worst and best merch, pictures if you can, please. Send them in. And to my boy Luke James, man, he had a really good one here as well. He actually had a few different ones on categories, but he got, and we love Masta Killah on this podcast. He got a Masta Killah t-shirt when he saw Wu live. Big up there, by the way, drilling into Wu there. He didn't go for meth, he didn't go for Ray. He went for Masta Killah, which is dope. But it was such bad quality. It was actually spelt Killer with ER at the end, and it wasn't even spelt right, lads. So I don't know if Masta Killah knows what's happening with his merch back then, but yeah, that's not a good look. So there you go, Luke. Good one. I like that, mate.
Yeah.
I've got a merch. I don't buy hip hop merch ever, but I bought some merch last year, and it backfired on me a little bit.
Go on.
It was during the whole BLM protest, and do you know, like the Alfredo merch? They did the George Floyd T-shirt, which directly benefited the family, all proceeds. So I bought that, but it says "My execution might be televised" on it, and like, that T-shirt. I was just like, I can't really wear this in Newquay, can I? No one's.
So there might be some Gil Scott Heron fans as well, though. Like,
maybe
there is
but
that.
The police are never going to execute me in Newquay, are they? I could do.
Yeah. I like the fact you bought it anyway, mate, and it's fine. You could probably just...
I wear it at home and feel edgy. That's what I do.
Don't we all, mate? Don't we all, mate?
Yeah.
Don't we all? That's what we're all doing. Okay, I like that. Luke also met Jin, the Rough Riders.
Yes, I want to hear this story.
Freestyle Friday champion outside a pizza shop in Halifax, Nova Scotia at around 3 or 4 in the morning. Imagine that. You go for a pizza and, well, fuck, it's Jin. That's great. What would you ask him? Ray would ask him to rhyme, wouldn't you, Ray?
See, I want to look up some Jin because he's actually. I remember at the time thinking this guy's got skills.
Yeah,
but I've never heard
skills.
anything since. It's weird. I can't.
Yeah, I'm
was
not
he really
familiar.
on Rough Riders? Was he really on Rough Riders? That seems weird.
He's,
That's a really
he's
weird
all
match.
over Clubhouse, mate. He's all over it. He's always in rooms chatting. Yeah, he's actually pretty good bloke from what
I
I've
bet
heard.
he's got some good stories.
We're not important enough to get invited onto the Clubhouse. We're just the help. So
have you got Apple? I didn't even know you had an Apple device. If you have an Apple device, hit me up, man. I'll give you an invite.
Clubhouse is my worst nightmare of a social media site. My introversion would really fucking hate that.
You can just listen though. You can just sit there and listen.
Yeah,
It's quite
maybe.
nice.
Yeah.
By the way, big up all the people in Clubhouse because it's quite nice when you step into a room or on stage there and people genuinely respond to the pod. So big up all you guys out
Oh,
there.
that's
It's
nice.
quite
What did they say?
Yeah.
What does Alan say?
Just great pod.
Do they? No, do they really go?
Essentially,
Oh,
yeah.
Cam, great, we're great to see you.
Yeah, it's
nice.
weird. It's a weird feeling, but yeah, hopefully we get to all meet up at some point as well and actually go for food and drinks. But yes, also he had ridiculous bars. Luke also had, like he said, there's infinite bars on Lil Wayne's "I Am Not a Human Being 2" album. The whole project is a display of awful bars, and now I feel that it's only right that we do a full episode on Lil Wayne's "I Am Not a Human Being 2" album.
Oh yeah,
so Ray
I'd be
and
there for
Jumbo,
that. I'm there for that.
So so that's that one. This is another category he had. Chop Sauce, big up, bro. Nice. Good friend of the pod. Which rapper would you have on the couch? This comes from I think it was we were talking to. I can't remember who we were talking to. Oh, DJ Yoda, and he's talking about having Madlib crash on his couch.
Oh,
and
like
we
that.
Were
Okay, I thought
So
a
we were
different
like-
way.
No. we were saying who would you really want and who would you not really want? And Chop Sauce, by the way, is just another one. There's a few people who've said this, but ODB's getting a bit of a kicking on this. ODB, I don't know if you guys have any retort to this, but everyone's like, ODB is probably the last person I'd want on the couch. What would you guys say? A weekend. He's there Friday to Sunday. He's there for 2 nights. Would you take ODB on the couch?
No, of course not. He's mental. I've heard crazy. He'd like tear apart studios looking for FBI bugs and stuff like that. He was nuts.
That's on an off day. He could have a good day.
Do you know how
And he
much a
could-
plasterer costs in Newquay? Fucking too much to be having him over for 2 days.
But imagine if ODB did find a bug.
Yeah, that is true, actually, you're
Then
right.
you'd be wearing that T-shirt every day,
Yeah.
son.
It's not paranoid if they are listening.
Yeah, exactly. Ray, what would you say? I think Ray on that couch with ODB. I'd love to see that.
No.
No.
No,
No one's
not-
I'm the only one. I'd take him in all day.
No one's welcome. No one's welcome on my couch.
Not one rapper.
No,
Come on.
none of them. Because anyone that I want to speak to, they'd have money to afford to be somewhere else. So just let's not pretend that we're gonna have a love in and be like, yeah, come round. No. Let's not ruin the illusion. Never meet your heroes. I just want to listen to your music, and if you bump into you, like, no, you're not. You know what? No, sort
You're
yourself
Ari,
out.
the rugged man. Kill all your heroes.
You're an adult. Sort your sleeping arrangements out.
This is very
okay?
Jordan Peterson. You can't make
It's
a
just
bed
not
if you're on a
fun.
couch, mate. Can't make a bed if you're on a couch.
Exactly.
It's just
Take
a fun
responsibility
vacuum, Ray Ridge.
for your own actions, your own problems, solve them. See you
Rugged
later.
individualism, ODB. Rugged individualism.
Well, I was actually going to say, if he was going to stay, how far would you go for him? Like, like if he said, like, oh mate, get us a sandwich and a drink from downstairs. Would you do that for ODB? Or
I'd
would
be
you go,
scared of
fuck
ODB
off,
if
mate?
he was in my house. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
frighteningly
I'd get more out of
unhinged man.
love. I'd be more like, I was going to call him O. Oh, come with me, mate. Let's just nip down the shop together.
I know what I'd like to do if we could do the battle where you go. We could do that.
I reckon ODB nailed that first take.
It was so good. It's really good. I don't
Yeah.
think I could beat him in that
He
game.
starts really low there.
Yeah.
Fucking what a legend. But yeah, okay, wicked. Another one we have here, Chris Vera. Chris Vera, big up man. Strangest place you've met a rapper. We've talked about this a few times. Weirdest place I met a rapper was 2009, Crown Casino Cinemas in Melbourne. Right, the RZA was going incognito in a trucker cap with a Cosby sweater.
Ooh.
I spotted him and dapped him up. Brilliant. I'm like, hold on. First of all, what did he go see in 2009? What was he going to see?
Let's have
Anybody?
Let's have a look at film releases in 2009.
Yeah, because
Film.
this reminds me actually. There was another person, and this could be another category. If you
You
Avatar.
need to have had
Avatar.
some kind of confirmation that it was the RZA. You can't just be like,
he dapped him up.
I dapped him
Just
and
like-
then just he gave a nod and walked off.
Mate,
There
come
needs to
on.
be something like
I'm
it,
here to.
it was at a Wu.
I'm here
It
to
was
believe
after a Wu-Tang show. It was there was some other corroboration of.
No, it's
believe
just
it.
the RZA. It's fine.
Don't believe it. Next.
Chris, Ray doesn't believe you. Well, this one's.
Never email again. Never message again. You're done. You're done.
He looked right into the camera there as well. I was actually going to say, this could be another little category. If you were going to go to the cinema with any rapper, which film would you go see and which rapper would it be with? There you go. Hit us up, crate808@gmail.com. Crate808@gmail.com. I'll say it properly. There you go. This reminds me, right, there's another one as well. Is it Tito Locks 756 on Insta? He had a great one as well, because this made me. He didn't say this, but I want to believe this might be the truth. He said, me and my nephew and my whole family met Tupac at the Amphitheatre Cinemas. We went to see Titanic, and he was the shit. I was like, didn't he die before Titanic came out? Or did he not?
Who's that?
Tupac.
No. Well, he died. Yeah, I imagine he would. When did Titanic come out?
Or did
he
Tupac
died in
go see Titanic?
96? So
Yeah. Well,
97.
maybe-
Yeah, you're right. That's bullshit. Titanic came out in 97.
I'm sorry, mate. I don't know if we believe you. Unless he meant
Who was that? Who said that?
we went to see Titanic.
How do you know off the top of your head when Titanic came out?
Because they went to see Titanic.
Yeah, but
Oh no, he googled it. Either way, there you go.
By the way, I've got an
would-
answer to your question. That's why I wasn't listening earlier. Can I?
Go on.
I would go to see The Curious Case of Benjamin Button with City Spud from the Saint Lunatics.
I can't say anything to that
Okay,
apart
good.
from why?
Why not?
Why not? Why not? That's it. That's the right answer
Yeah.
there. Okay, City Spud. There you go. Going to see Benjamin Button. Love that. Well, there you go. Strangest places you've met rappers. cinema trips with rappers. People, hit us up. Another one, which is great. This is from Ashley Chain, friend of the pod. Strangest dreams about meeting rappers. Also, he had merch. He bought he bought woo-wear from a stall in Boston Market that was a massive chafer. To be fair, let's be honest, who's not done that? We've all done that, haven't we? We've all bought woo-wear from the market. But he said he's never met a rapper, but he dreamt he met Busta Rhymes at a Barnsley game. Now, now that is fantastic. Like, I don't know what I would do with that knowledge. Like, if I go, wow, it's amazing. So brilliant, and just made me think, if you could go to any sporting event with any rapper in history, which one and why? And
you're making up so many categories.
No, this is like Alan Partridge.
If you could,
this is it.
Cook an egg, how would you have it? What rapper would you share it with? Would you dip soldiers in it? Would you call them soldiers, or would you call them who would
clearly? Clearly, Ray's never done a Mailbag episode before, guys, because it's essentially what a Mailbag episode is. It is a call to arms with 101 different categories. There you go. Maybe it's my Danny Baker production style going in there. But either way,
monkey tennis with flip mode squad.
It has to have some semblance of sense there. I'm not sure where the semblance is, but I was going to say, I would. You know the goals of the month compilations that you get. If I could sit there, blaze a J with Snoop, and he knows but that commentating that you said you didn't like, for him to sit there with me going through Alan Shearer bangers, and we were just smoking. I could die happy. That'd be incredible. So people, there you go. Which sport with which rapper? I'm waiting for the first guy to go. Mike Tyson's fight with this guy. I know boxing's going to go straight in there, but either way, there you go. Busta Rhymes at a Barnsley game. That also very nicely goes into another category we have, which is weirdest dreams about rappers. I don't suppose you two have had any weird dreams in the coming months about rappers.
Is this a category we have? Is this a category we have? Cool.
It is.
All right.
It is, because Ashley Chains has Busta Rhymes at a Barnsley game. We also have Sun Raw, Cannibal Oxtail. He said, this is nice because I like the dreams that make you really angry afterwards. He was like, my girlfriend dreamt that she met my favourite rapper at the supermarket. She told him his album was whack and convinced him so badly that he sucked, he gave it up. And then I got so mad with her that my favourite rapper wasn't rapping anymore that I broke up with her. And I can imagine waking up and feeling the anger that the other person doesn't deserve at all. It's that first cup of tea you make them in the morning is full of just anger.
He hasn't said who... He hasn't said who the favourite rapper is.
Whose favourite rapper is. So I know. Sun Raw, I need to know this. This is the thing. I was like...
He said it in double inverted commas as well, like someone said it as well.
Yeah, maybe,
my favourite rapper.
Yeah. But there you go. I want to know more of these weird dreams. I love Method Man under the bed taking a selfie. That's one of my favourites. Revisit the old Mailbag.
Oh,
that one really got me. really got me, that one did. I've had Jizza skiing, great. But I've not had much more recently, actually. So I've had a lot of dreams about Biggie, actually, recently. But they're more like because of the doc. I don't know, did you guys watch the doc? You watched the Biggie doc? The new one, Netflix?
Oh, yeah, I watched it. It was all right. Could have been better, couldn't it? There was like...
I liked it. I
thought it was good, and there was good moments where I liked all the old footage, but they seemed to clip the old footage to shit. It would be like, I want to see like 5 minutes of Biggie just hanging out, not like 2 seconds of him. They missed a trick there, I think, but it was interesting.
True. It would be nice to see them volumes that his mates just like kind of recorded. And what a lad, because imagine at that time, you probably don't know how big you're going to be. It's like, imagine all the videos of Wu on tour there must be of them fighting. I mean, they're saying there's going to be another doc coming with some of that footage, but that's just,
I've not seen that doc with the Wu. Is it good?
The doc itself, incredible. One of my favourites. It's brilliant. But we love the Wu, don't we? So, but it is very insightful. I like the Biggie one because it really brought home what he was going through at that time. I've not.
Yeah, that's true.
It was very illuminating to me, which was like, wow, like fuck, man, he was on it and almost giving up and shit. Yeah, mate, I really enjoyed that doc.
Have you seen? There's a wu-tang series called American Saga. Is it good?
Yeah, I think it's kind of formulaic at some points, but I love it for the moments where you're like, oh, this is them recording 30. Apparently the next series is them recording 36
chambers. Oh, wicked.
So
I'm looking forward to watching it. I'm gonna check it out.
Although I don't think Joey Badass is coming back as Inspectah Deck, so I'm not sure they're going to cast this in, but I like Joey Badass as Inspectah Deck. Thought it was quite cool. But yeah, there you go. Thoughts on the Biggie doc? Hit us up. Here's one. Actually, we got quite a few people hitting us up with this one. So Rob Percy David, big up, gave us a great little story about Tribe, seeing them in Newcastle in 1991 or something, and there was like 80 people there, and I was like, that must have been incredible. And apparently, like Q-Tip like freestyle for 7 minutes over some sick beats. One of the things is, what are the best gigs you've ever been to and why? Did you guys have any? Even if they're not hip hop, I just actually want to know best gigs now. Like, if there are any best gigs.
Just everything at Subterranean. That was just you know.
I miss Subterranean, man.
It's just crazy,
Fucking
wasn't
amazing.
it? It's just like something when you remember it. It just doesn't feel real because it's just the right size and the rowdiness and the stages. They're right there, and it's like and then. And plus all the people you saw there. Canibus exhibit. Those are the two ones I particularly remember. But
Dead Prez were wicked as well. Man, yeah, there you go. Well, wicked. Thank you for that.
I'm going to summer jam screen myself.
Go on.
I've never been to a hip hop gig ever.
I think people could have told that. I'm actually surprised by that. Like, not even
I've never seen live rapping ever.
Oh right, wow.
I've just never been that. I just don't like gigs. Don't like them.
Yeah, true. That's, to be fair, you're generally just not on the gig tip, I suppose.
I used to like going to indie gigs when I was like in my indie phase, but I still wasn't that into it. And like, prefer to listen to the album, guys. Just prefer it.
Brilliant. I don't want the general public near me.
No, I don't.
And then we had another one here, which was a brilliant talk we had with Thomas Hobbs, which is coming up on the podcast, which is about Big L, Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous. And we were talking about how Mac Miller has a Big L tattoo of Street Struck on his body, which is what had one. We were talking about tattoos, and I was like, if you could have got a tattoo of any rap song, which one would you get, and where would you get it on your body? And Ray, I need to go to you first, as you have ink as well right there. I can see. What would you go for?
Abomatomically, Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define what will be dropping these mockeries, lyrically perform, arbitrarily flee with the lottery, possibly the flattery.
The whole thing.
Especially when I pay this. Okay, I can't remember.
You wouldn't just have Bomatomically on your shoulder blades. That would be fucking dope. I'd fancy you.
Yeah, that's a really masculine bomb atomically.
Just the whole thing in script across your face, across your forehead, just stay straight down there. Wait, what's that you got here? Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I love it. What a guy.
That's what the reaction would be.
I think how small the type would have to be. James, have you got any? I know you got your ink as well. Any rap songs you'd have tattooed on you?
Rap songs tattooed? It's a bit weird, isn't it? Because you're setting yourself up there. Because like most people in show business, like turn out to be awful people eventually.
Yeah.
And you end up with like, I've got a rapist's words on my back now.
Yeah,
no, I don't want that.
True.
Like, or there's just after hashtag Me Too. No, can't trust celebrities anymore.
Just have hashtag Me Too, mate.
I think I'd have to get a Lil Kim verse because she's a bit Foxy Brown, probably. Yeah,
Foxy Brown, ill na na.
She's never going to do anything.
Wait, what's the end of that sentence? Lil Kim, she was a bit.
It's a bit weird, isn't she?
Oh, went safe. He went safe.
She's going to stab someone at some point.
She is now, isn't she? She must have. Look, you know.
I thought she was alright.
Good luck to her. I hope she's doing well. But she doesn't look like she looked anymore.
She looks very different now. That is true. Yeah, that is true.
And she acts a bit differently as well. She acts like a doll. It's really weird when I've seen.
Yeah, but remember, imagine coming out of what like that. Just imagine just being in that scene at that time, being a woman trying to carry yourself. I bet that fucking affects you, man. Like, I can't imagine that being the most hospitable. Like, it's right. Everyone's rhyming. Little Kim, let's go. I bet there were people going at her. You know, she had to properly.
You're right. I'm gonna get the first verse of Hardcore. I used to be scared of the dick all on my back. That's what I'm gonna do.
On your back, coward. I had to put it on the chest. Love that. And then we had this one as well from the same Big L conversation.
Whoa. What's your answer to the same question?
Yeah, what's your answer?
Ooh, good question. I probably just have a title because I don't have much space left that I want to have a tattoo on.
Empty face.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind Know the Ledge. I just like those three words. I love the Know the Ledge is just quite a cool little wrapped around my neck. No regrets. It just says it there. That's what I'd have. Know the ledge. There you go. So that's what I'd have.
Here's a category for you, fans.
Go on.
Send in your hip hop tattoos.
There we go.
Especially
Love
if they're
James.
regrettable.
If you have regrettable,
especially
rap
if
tats.
the artist is now a rapist. That's perfect.
Oh God, that's regrettable.
Yeah.
All those Gary Glitter heads out there
I've got a
getting them erased
Medahane
all those years.
tattoo.
Oh God, let's not. But yeah, there you go. That's a great category. I want more of that. Rap tats. Let's go. God, that rolls off the tongue as well. So the other one that we had, we were talking about Big L and the MVP video. I'm not sure if any of you watched that recently. I don't know why you would have, but there's a Coogee sweater he's wearing. That man, it is fucking dope. I sent it to you on WhatsApp. You can have a look at it.
Yeah, I saw it.
I love this sweater he's got on, and it's like we talk about 5 mic moments, which is basically us ripping off like the rewatchables and like doing apexes. And I was like, I think Big L's hidden apex may be him rocking that sweater, but I did say to Thomas at that time, if you could have one piece of rap swag in your closet, which one and why and where would you wear it? So I don't know if you guys have any off the top of your head, but my mind goes straight to Ghost and the fly ass fucking bird, eagle, gold at my sister's wedding. I think if we're doing anything right at my sister's wedding, I'm going to really, really let the in-laws know what they're in for. And there's a fucking gold eagle on my fucking
I'd like it if you didn't do it in a funny way. You just did it a straight face, just walk in like grand with the eagle.
I'll probably have to do a speech. I had to do a speech at that actually. So yeah, imagine that as I'm doing the speech with this.
Yeah, don't even mention it. Everyone's like, "What are you doing?" I'm always.
Don't need to worry about that.
Like
you don't need to worry about that.
I know what my favourite. What I'd do is the black vest thing that Tupac has on in the.
that is incredible. All eyes on me.
Yeah. That's.
I've told people this before, but I'm going to say it again on this podcast. But I remember going to. It turns out we went to a lot of clubs where a lot of famous people went. It wasn't like we went to those clubs for that. It's because our mates were DJing at those clubs. Just so people know, we weren't like greedy, celeb guys in 1999, 2000. But I do remember.
Some of us were. Yeah.
I do remember early noughties being in, I think it was Trap or something like that. We were standing there at the bar, and Ashley Cole, the England footballer, was standing next to me wearing the exact same fucking top. I'm not even joking. He was wearing the Tupac All Eyes on Me top, and I was like, wow, you've come out in that. And 2, I kind of respect you more now, dog. Like, that's fucking incredible. That's before he became Cashley Cole and went to Chelsea. But either way, that's for me. There you go. Strangest attire you've seen rappers wear out and about. Look,
do you not like?
We've got Rizzo in a trucker cap. We've got Rizzo in a trucker cap. I love that.
Do you still hate Ashley Cole for being Cashley Cole?
I'm not a Chelsea fan. I don't care at all. Doesn't matter to me at all, mate. But best England left back in the last 20 years.
I say get your money, player. That's what I say.
Yeah, exactly. Get your money, son, and wear your Tupac attire out in the clubs. Ray, what any rap attire you'd like to wear, and where would you wear it?
I just want to get the famous Biggie jumper and just wear it.
Oh,
on the regs.
Coogee sweater, yeah.
Just
imagine
daily.
me and you wearing Coogee sweaters on this podcast one
You
day,
could get
mate.
away with it, I think. I couldn't get away with it. I think you could get away with it, possibly.
Maybe. I don't know.
Do you know it's an Australian brand?
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's Australian.
Didn't know that. Does he get a discount then, Ray?
Yeah, definitely do. Yeah,
Okay,
actually,
cool.
Hilltop Hoods have a tune about that. Anyway, whatever. Yeah. So.
Do they? Okay. Yeah, I'd love it one day if we're all wearing Coogee sweaters on this pod. That'd be great. Let's make it happen.
Send them, Ray.
Send them over, Ray. Send them over.
They're
people.
expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine. Their rappers love them. But I was going to say, I was actually wearing, when you get strange looks, I've not had them for a while because obviously been in London for so long. You never get strange looks in London. But being in Derby for over a year and a bit in lockdown, I've decided to wear, as I'm going out walking, I remember wearing a Ghostface Iron Man hoodie at the nursery and getting strange looks. And then I was wearing my West Side Gun hoodie, red hoodie on as well, and people would give me very strange looks around the village, guys. So yeah,
What is on it? What is on the? Oh, it's him.
The West Side.
Yeah, actually, I know what it is. Yeah, that would upset
It's
people.
Fly God, the Fly God album cover. Yeah. But yeah, so there you go. Lads, we've got more of them about, but we can't keep going into it. That is amazing. We'll do more of these. I just want to end with just a great, like, Robert Van Vranken. What a lad. He went on Facebook and he sent us a real deep story about meeting DMX. And I've posted this on Facebook, but man, I've got to just shout you out here, man, because you really went in. He was during Soundset, and he was with Sean Sotero, friend of the pod, been on the pod, big up. And DMX was there, and he really wanted to meet him, but he wasn't doing any press. So he went back to the hotel, and he'd dropped THC laced Jolly Ranchers. Right. So I'm not sure if anyone's had THC laced food generally, but it can be a lot.
To fuck your world up, right?
Yeah. It can be a lot. It can be a lot, and you can start really. It's a bit of an altered state, almost akin to LSD, depending on what you have it. But I'm guessing that Robert over here had quite a bit, and so DMX is in the vicinity. He's got this, and after the show, he headed back to the hotel. And as he walked through the door, two things happened simultaneously. The THC hit him like a tidal wave, and I know how that feels, bro. That's a lot. And then DMX's entourage walked right behind him to excited greetings from all the hotel floor, right? So imagine how weird that is. Everyone's looking at you. They're all like, "Oh, X, what's good?" And then he followed him through to the elevator. So at this point on THC, I think I would be like, "Fucking hell, why is DMX following me?" I think that's enough at that point to be like, "Please fuck off, please. Oh my God, what's he going to do?" And then he was, in the hotel lift with him, and he said he had a weird anxiety that accompanies all this kind of levels of THC in the bloodstream, and so he was at the door, and they squeezed into this elevator with 5 or 6 huge security guards and him and Sean Sotero, and there was a really, really awkward silence of really cramped people and one guy with the most stoned grin ever on his face. And that at that point, I think Sean bailed him out and was like saying, "Congrats DMX on your set tonight." That's essentially how it ended, but I need to know what other guys have gone through with this kind of thing.
Anti-climax. I thought there was going to be some nudity or something at the end of that.
I can read you the climax. The climax is that I sat there feeling very surreal, and I didn't know how hard is it to break an awkward silence with DMX. It's pretty hard, I can imagine. And thankfully, Sean, who is more used to interacting with rap legends, simply said, "Congrats on the show." And the nicety of the ice broke and the elevator doors opened, and DMX was a gentleman, he says, and now he can tell his grandchildren that he shared an elevator with DMX. What have you ever done, guys? What have you ever done?
Thanks for coming, guys. See you same time next week. Cheers. All right.
I love that story. It's just one of those fucking wicked stories. So he's actually gone.
He's saying that thing. Is he going to hold the door again? Or is he going to? He's going to hold the door just before it closes, because otherwise, yeah, he's held it.
Held it. Yeah. Go on, Ray, come back in now, mate.
Because if he does it, one day he'll lock himself out, and that'll be the best.
What's he got written on his back, James? That's what
I
don't know.
He's got something written on his back. It's weird. James, I didn't think he liked the Wu-Tang. I didn't think he liked the Wu-Tang at all, but he's got a big Wu-Tang t-shirt.
Yeah, I think this is him overcompensating, isn't it, Ray? Ray's been called out for Wu-Tang hate, and now he's wearing a Wu-Tang.
It's appropriation, isn't it? He hates the Wu-Tang, but he will appropriate their cool.
Is Bruno Mars in it?
I just said I was going to get bomb atomically the whole verse tattooed on my face. How am I a Wu-Tang hater? What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you hate everything other than like
apart
2 verses.
Apart from Inspectah Deck. You're an Inspectah Deck.
The point is, that's exactly it. When I like something, I like it's legit good. I don't even fucking like everything. Everything's great. Everything's amazing. No, most things are shit, and every now and again there's something that's incredible.
I'm sure people are going to realise this, but it's essentially exactly the point Ray takes a sip of his second beer that he gets angry. Look, he just had a sip, and look how angry he got. As they go, you'll see, guys, he'll just get more and more. Patrons, we're going to do Patreon, and we're going to do a 2-hour session.
I walked over there, took the headphones off, and you immediately started talking shit. Immediately. Guys, tune in to Crate 809 next week. This is just me. It's my podcast.
Well, guys, that's our mailbag. I appreciate everyone out there who sent these in. All these categories we've gone through. We'll post them on socials again. But do hit us up. We love it. And all you rappers out there who are sending us like just lovely messages and your music, keep doing it, man. I really appreciate it. And it just leaves me with last great things you've heard.
Whoa, you've not done I've spent yesterday putting together a whole category for us to do, and you've just skipped it entirely.
Let's do it. You're right. I forgot, Ray.
The Rumour Roulette. I now control.
I'm even forgetting who I'm talking to. I forgot, James. I forgot. We're going to do some new music. I want to hear your thoughts on the latest interviews as well, lads. I'm sure some great things have been brought up. But one of the things that we do on our debates, we have these little hip-hop quotable quizzes that we haven't done for a while. But we also have hip-hop rumour roulette. As kids growing up, we love rumours. Like, they were just non-qualified, absolutely unsubstantiated stuff that you'd hear about ODB and whatever. And we'd go through all the ridiculous ones and try to just talk about them and see if they're true or not. James is now taking care of that. James, have you got the hip hop
I've changed
roulette?
It's a little bit different to usual.
Changed it already. Brilliant.
It's now a quiz. Okay, it's going to be
okay.
And like it is. I've fact checked these rumors. So what we're going to do is there's 3 questions. Okay, and
who's your fact checker?
In each of them there's 3 rumors. Or which are like their facts. You got to tell me which one is a genuine rumor or fact, and which one I've just made up. You got to tell me which is the one I've made up out of each of these.
Sounds fun.
Okay?
Let's go.
Okay, so these are all facts. Actually, no. There's one of them. The first one's facts. Okay, so out of these, which is not a fact? Okay. Inspectah Deck was a certified massage therapist before pursuing a career in rap. Method Man claims he helped fix his long-term lower back pain, and at Lovebox Festival in 2018, he helped Annie Mac with a persistent quad issue. Okay, that's the first one. Second one, the cover of Ready to Die is in fact not Biggie. It is in fact an 18-year-old Bronx native by the name of Keith Roy Yearwood. Keith Roy boasted for years that he was the baby on the cover of the legendary album, and even caught a beatdown from Junior Mafia member Mr. Bristol over the claims before the truth was finally revealed.
Wow.
Okay,
wow,
and then third one, Lil Fame from MOP owns an alpaca farm in upstate New York. He has built a studio next to the enclosures and has had rappers such as Terminology and Mano record there. The farm provides alpaca fiber to several major clothing retailers, including American Apparel, Gap, and House of Fraser.
That's true. That's got to be true.
Okay, so which is the one that I've made up?
The massage therapist.
Only one's made up. Only
one of them's made up.
It has to be Inspectah Deck as the massage therapist. I'm sorry, it has to be. I want that to be true, just so you know. But yeah,
incorrect. That is true. Yeah, it's true.
Wow,
it's true. I made up the stuff about Annie Mac and Method Man, but he was a certified massage therapist.
That was really well done with the Annie Mac, because that sounds very true. That sounds like something Meth would do.
I do my research, so both of you have lost that one. You
even gave a date on that. I like this game. It's great. Is there a TV show like this? Would I Lie to You? Is this?
Yeah,
is this
I basically ripped off Would I Lie to You. It's like a hip hop Would I Lie to You.
Inspectah Deck was a massage therapist.
Yeah, that was on the rumour board. That was on the rumour board, and apparently it's true.
You are a fan of Inspectah Deck, and you didn't even know that. How can you call yourself a fan?
I'm not even watching the fucking documentary. I listen to the music. That's it. Done.
Oh yeah, because you hate Wu.
No, sorry, because I'm an adult. Fucking with a life. Jesus Christ.
So the other fact in there is that it isn't Biggie on the cover of Ready to Die. It is a guy called Keith Roy Yearwood. So.
I can't believe he caught a beat down. Did not know that though.
No, I made that up.
But these are real people, James. These are real people out there.
I made that up. But there is a member of Junior Mafia called Mr. Bristol, because I did the research on that. Yeah,
which is great. And big up Bristol. I love Bristol. I want to go back there. There you go. Love that.
So do you want to do? I've got 2 others, but we don't have to do them now if you want to.
I'm here for them. I'm here for them.
I've got a quick fire.
Ray really isn't.
I know. Spread them out. Everything.
Let's have one more. Then.
Do you want a quick fire one or a longer one?
Yeah.
Quick fire. Okay, quick fire. This is rumours, okay? Number 1. Big Pun once fell off stage onto KRS-One's wife. Number 2. Biggie once fell off stage onto Rakim's wife. Number 3. E40 once fell off stage onto Chuck D's wife.
Wait.
I know which one's true, so I'm not going to say it, but
wait, and 2 are true.
No,
one is true.
One of them's true for that. One of them. I've changed the format up because I'm not very good at making a game show.
Ray, I know which one this is because we've had it on the pod, I think, before.
The E41 is not true. It's Big Pun, isn't it?
Yeah, Big Pun once fell off stage onto KRS-One's wife.
Imagine. I mean, wow. There you go. There you go.
Okay,
there
so
you go.
I'm going to delete. Those are done.
Yeah.
So I've got more.
Love
I've got
that,
more in the
James.
chamber for you for next time.
Yeah, I love that. The 37th chamber is what we'll call this category. Right, lads, brilliant. I actually was going to touch on some of the old interviews we've done. If there's anything you guys wanted to have any feedback, obviously listeners as well, please email us with any feedback for our latest interviews. We had Sarok talk about ATLians. We've had Juggernaut, big up Juggernaut, talk about Cool G Rap's 456.
Yeah,
guess what? Cool G Rap fucking loved. That's mad. Cool G Rap's people loved that. They were like, this is one of the best Cool G Rap conversations we've ever heard. That was their email. Couldn't believe it. Amazing. But yeah, that. We've had Mobb Deep's 3-album run. Big up Kinetic, Christopher Mitchell from Breaking Atoms podcast. That got a lot of love.
That was
as this has gone out,
that was a good episode. That one. I realised I'm doing it as we speak. So how Chris answers questions. He has everything sorted out. Start, middle, end. Boom. That's my answer.
Yeah.
And he said, "Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on." And then literally, but he emphasizes it afterwards. He says meaningful shit, and then says, "Come on, man. Done." You know, that's what. That's good. That's what I strive to be as a podcast participant.
Oh wow!
Which
this went in a funny direction.
Failing. But mate, the guys, have you listened to the podcast? It's ridiculous.
The podcast is good.
He comes up, he says,
is very good.
Cam will say something, he'd be like, no. And it'd be start, middle, end. Like really well organised. And you're like, oh shit, okay, this is how people, this is how normal people contribute on podcasts.
This is who we get on, lads. This is who we get on. People out there, if you haven't heard that, we talk about Mobb Deep's 3-album run. It capped off our series.
By the way,
again, big up everyone.
By the way,
as
great. Much as I want to be respectful to Chris, he's wrong, because Mobb Deep are not the greatest 3-album run of the days. It's ridiculous. It's Nas.
I thought it was going to be a beautiful friendship.
You can't. No. Ray's had five or six sips now, mate.
In fact, all of your
love or full anger.
He's like that guy in the pub with the arm around the shoulder. You're my best friend, you are.
Yeah,
everyone on
that. He'll snap at any moment.
Everyone you've had on all the 3-album runs, you know, respect them as good work. It's great. They're all wrong. It's fine. Nas has got the greatest album, the greatest hip hop album, and then the greatest follow-up album, and then you know the final one's got Nas's like on it.
We're gonna do more 3-album runs, and Ray really wants to bring Nas, so we're gonna talk about that. Cub, hello. That's James's dog is here as well. Hello, mate. How are you?
Oh, look at you changing.
There
the
you go.
Subject,
Get him a Coogee sweater.
He'd look great in a Coogee sweater. I'd love that.
But we also did
this
have...
is what they do.
This hasn't...
Ray starts bringing up facts, and they start talking about, oh, look at the dog in the background. Look, in any minute now, Cam's son is going to walk in as well, and then we're going to be, oh, how's it going? Like, obviously, I respect his Ian. Well, we're a nice one. Obviously, we all have Ian. But, you know, it's just distraction tactics. Focus. Nas is the greatest 3-album run of the 90s, and we all know it. The people know. Don't worry about it. The people know.
Nah.
The people know.
I'm still going with Tribe.
Which one is his? I always get his 3rd album mixed up. Which is that? Is that I Am?
I Am. It's got Nas's like on it.
I Am.
Doesn't that have Dr. Knock Boots on it?
No, Knock Boot is on.
I think it's got.
Not every album. Illmatic hasn't.
No, exactly. Illmatic hasn't. So.
Well, there you go. 3-album runs. It's all there. Was there any other things you want to say about the other episodes that we've had? I thought Sarok was great. I thought Juggernaut was amazing.
Yeah, Juggernaut was really good as well. And I revisited Cool G Rap's 456 off the back of that, and like it's a great album actually. And
yeah, wicked. Yeah, it really is.
I would say blowing up in the world gets into 100 tracks you'd play an Alien. So there you go.
Oh, that's what. When are we going to do the 100 tracks to play?
I was actually going to say. Patreon is coming, guys. We're thinking of new ideas we can do for you guys for the price of a Nando's or a beer. You know, we're going to do that kind of stuff. So I was actually going to say we should incorporate the Alien playlist at some point in this. We should really go into this and let's see if we can get a playlist going. But we'll cook that up. We'll cook that up. Saying that, then I was going to ask people generally as well for recommendations for new music. So. Anyone hit me up Twitter, email, whatever, because I really want to hear about new music generally. And Twitter, for all it is very good for that. It does give some really good recommendations. So we always talk about what's the last great piece of music you've heard. For this mailbag episode, I'm just going to pitch it out there, guys. There's a little new music roundtable. Again, we might bring this up on the Patreon and make it a thing. But just music you're listening to at the moment that you think's great. I have a few I just want to just quickly reel off because I feel like you can go to the playlist and hear these. Go to crate808.com. We have our Spotify playlist, our Crate 808 bangers. Sign up there. We're about 240 odd people, which is quite a good that we don't really pimp it out. So these are all on there. But if you're into Madlib's new album, Sound Ancestors, that's all over there. Album of the year contender for me already. Navy Blue, I've been into a lot. Oh, absolutely. I love the production on that. Oh man, the production on that, on Hot Rock alone, the way, I don't know what Fortet's done to arrange that, but it's fucking incredible production. But Jambo's favourite from last year, Navy Blue, I'm sure you've listened to Son of Sage, Post Panic, and that is just on heavy rewind for me. Nicholas Craven came on the pod to talk about Navy Blue, by the way, as well, and that was amazing. DJ Muggs, Rome Streets, Death of the Magician, fucking brilliant. And one here, Ray, that I think, two here actually, that you'll love, Ray, because I think they're right up your street. There's one track that I can't stop playing that I think if we were in your old school Beamer back in the day in East London driving around, you'd be playing some of this on this album. It's Smooth and Giallo Point's Amongst Wolves album, and Jar Connery's Nah album, both extremely dope. I think Amongst Wolves, I've rinsed that as much as Madlib this year. It's the hot album cover is fucking heavy. Yeah, brilliant. So those are the bits I had. Go to the playlist, check those out. Guys, did you have any music that you could... I
should say that was... That's my girlfriend calling her. She won't watch this. So I'm just going to say, look, if you watch this, that's me silencing you, but I am going to call you back. anyway, just realised this is being recorded. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, it's fine. Anyway... Okay, guess back to the pod. I got some. I can't believe you didn't mention it. I thought you were gonna, or maybe you just left it for me to mention it. No dope on Sundays.
Oh, No Dope on Sundays.
Sci-Hi's album.
Yes, yeah, the new. I've not heard it. I've not heard it. Let's stop the pod now and listen to it and come back to it. You mean the old one? Yes, the 2017 one. Just looked it up now. Yeah, I remember hearing this back in the day. Yeah, Sci-Hi. I thought he had a new one out.
It is the one. Is it not the new one? This is news to me.
Why is he gone so
dark? No Dope on Sundays is from 2017.
So dark?
Hang on. It's just Ray, the sun's gone down dark, here, so it's night time.
Like that? Is that how the sun goes down in Australia? It just goes down like a click.
Like a stone.
That's it. The sun's gone down. Ray's gone out. Ray, the lights have gone out on Ray, but it's fine. We'll continue.
Sci-Hi's the guy who writes for Kanye, right? And
yeah. Apparently, I mean, I used to love. So I remember the Good Music times when he was bringing out some fucking bars. So is there a new one then? I think there was a new one I heard he was
basically
bringing.
No. I thought it was newer than that. But no Dope on Sundays. Okay. Basically, I've just been getting into it now. And that fucking just that one tune, and there's one tune called on No Dope on Sundays, called No Dope on Sundays, and there's one line on that, and I was going to bring it up earlier. Remember sneaking in the club with the thingamajig? It's so good. It literally, he says the thingamajig is so fucking good. And you know, in 2017 we weren't doing the pod, so I had to bring it up.
No, I love that.
It's such a fucking good album. But yeah, Action Bronson's Only for Dolphins that's just. Like have you not been feeling it?
No, I didn't feel that. I'm surprised you're into that.
I know Chris was saying he liked that as well, and I was like,
"It's ridiculous." Yeah. I went to it because Chris mentioned it actually. That Marcus Aurelius track is.
I might have to dip back in, because I gave it like 2 or 3 listens. I just never. I don't know. But I expect there's loads of music in there, and you need to go back sometimes. But yeah, I might give that a listen again then. James, have you got anything?
Wait.
Sorry, go on. Sorry,
whoa. One last track is from 2021. I'm just going to say the line that's on it. The line is just, this Glock 26 is flammable, it's acetone. I'm going to shoot it, I'll show you around like a chaperone.
I've enjoyed that. Who's that? Come on, it's going to
Who is it? Good. Yeah.
I don't know who it is. It's probably someone like Eminem, but that is actually quite a good lyric.
It's Vinny Paz. It's Vinny Paz on Kool-Aid.
I like Vinny.
And guess what? That's your Demigods connection. That's your Demigods connection. There it is.
not had one in so
There
long.
we go.
But
There we go.
long-time listeners of the pod will know that Ray cannot stop talking about demigods at any point, and any time it references, we have the demigod klaxon. There it is. We should just get a sound effect and not be cheap. We should just get a sound effect.
Actually, I was doing some research, and so Apathy has featured on Gaddafi's new release. And,
Any good?
Yeah. And so Raekwon's on there, and Nori's on there, and Planet Asia's on there. Oh, yeah. Sounds good, doesn't it? It's
Planet Asia, wow, that's a throwback.
Planet Asia's been doing things, man.
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not even mixed well. All of it's just like, what are you doing? This could have been amazing.
No.
Yeah.
You built us up and then you broke us down, Ray.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, but listen to it.
We're really excited about that.
I'll be positive about everyone making music, like. And obviously Apathy's on there as
absolutely,
well.
Yeah.
He's talking about gangsterism and space shit. It's like the perfect combination.
Perfect. Yeah,
exactly.
Love that.
Exactly.
Gangsters in space.
Didn't Kurupt do an album? Kurupt did an album like that. Space Boogie.
He did.
Yeah.
I like Kurupt. He is also on Clubhouse and has his own room all the time.
It's really angry.
I don't know if anyone's
women aren't allowed in there.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's talked to him about Heartbreak yet, but I should really.
I think you should go in and ask him about Foxy Brown. Dear Max.
Oh God, imagine, Jesus Christ. James, what have you got, mate? Any good music that you've been listening to?
In terms of rap, I think I was saying in the last time I was on, like the Koreatown Oddities album from last year is really good.
Here for that.
Fucking trippy album, some of it. It's really great.
Yeah, love it. Yeah.
And then it's a guy that I think I've heard you mention him before, that I just never checked his work out. Rap Ferreira.
Love Rap Ferreira, man.
It's fucking great. I'm listening to Purple Moonlight Pages, but
what album?
I need to go back and check his other stuff because I'd never heard his stuff before. I really like it. Really jazzy, interesting.
My Rap Ferreira little tidbit is we were talking to Prince Paul on the pod. Yes, name drop. I'll pick it up later. We were talking to Prince Paul, and I was very much into that Rap Ferreira album at that time, and I recommended it to Prince Paul. Someone out there, fair play to you, mate, went onto our YouTube, clipped it, tagged Prince Paul and Rap Ferreira on it on Twitter, and Rap Ferreira actually replied. He was like, "I'd love to do this collab. This would be incredible." And I was like, "If any time ever these two get together,
you're responsible."
Yes. We know we've had something to do with this. But yeah, I'm there with you, mate. His new one's really good. The thing with his music, it's like Open Mike Eagle's music. I think it's one of them. It's some albums that last kind of forever because it takes so long to really decipher them, and you have to give it time. Like Open Mike Eagles from last year, I know in my head I'm not giving that time, but the first few listens, I was already like, I'm noting this down. This has got to be one when I'm in the mood. I've got to go back to this Open Mike Eagle album. So
Open Mike Eagle's great. He just has a bit of a beat issue. He's got like sometimes he can pick a beat really well, and sometimes I'm like, no, I'm not feeling this. And like he does like some terrible choruses as well. Sorry.
Well, there you go. Well, there we go. Mailbag episode done. Thank you again for everyone for replying, and obviously hit us up again with all them categories. I was going to say, go to cray08.com and subscribe to the newsletter as well, and subscribe to YouTube and like this video and comment. We love the comments. Everyone get in there. We love people commenting on this. So any of your bits that you've got, just comment on this YouTube page. I'll shout them out on the pod. And I was going to say, if you sign up to the newsletter, you'll get all our updates for the upcoming Patreon, and we don't know when it is. Might be summertime. We don't know yet when, but we're building it. And if you want to stay updated on just basically we've got enough here for an EastEnders schedule. Like we could drop you 5 shows a week if we wanted to, all different. Clearly we have jobs and lives and families, but if you want to stay up to date on what we're doing, cray08.com, sign up to that newsletter, and that's us, boys. Wicked. Nice to touch base with you.
Yeah, that was great.
Wicked. Up to the next time. Remember, you've only got one email, guys, so use it wisely. End the stream. Right, peace out. Boom.
Boom.
See you all later.
Bye.